Amazing. I love how all the people just pop in. It's nice.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so today we're going to talk about sleep, nutrition, and I want it to be very interactive. So, guys, please ask questions. My name is Natasha, and I have been obsessed with health and wellness for the last, I think, maybe 20 years, and I've set up 4 wellness companies here in Dubai before. And there were yoga studios, there was organic food manufacturing, and the latest is Health Nag, because that's who I am. That's what and who I am. I am a nag. And basically, I'm here also to nag you today, this morning. And but if you have any questions as I'm talking about something, you can just put it into the chat or Q&A, and Laura, you can oversee it and ask me a question if you need to. So now that we are always talking a lot about success and achievement, and so many people are actually like burning themselves down, that this is very important to highlight, especially in the corporate environment, and support your body and support your nervous system, because I don't know any person who would say, I have an absolutely amazing health, I have 100% perfect body. There is always these days something, whether it's a gut issue, whether it's a hormonal issue, whether it's a sleep issue or energy issue. So my mission is to help people to introduce these little small hacks into everyday life, into corporate life, because I'm also myself an entrepreneur. So there's a lot of things that's on my plate, and sometimes I forget to sleep, sometimes I forget to eat, and it's not about doing everything, it's about doing the basics. And the basics are for sure to eat enough protein, to start your day not with sugar but with healthy fats and the protein, to set yourself for the day, to stabilize your blood sugar, to stabilize your mood, to give your hormones fuel, because fuel, like immune system and energy, is built actually on fats and protein. And this is more important. People assume that you need glucose and carbs for the energy, but it's actually the fats that really truly you need for the energy. And I would like to maybe ask what majority of people eating here for breakfast, because I think it's very interesting. I haven't had like a sweet breakfast for the last 10 years, and I can literally have lunch or dinner for breakfast. And this is me, because I've been into this for so long. But I see a lot of people like still having like coffee and croissant, and it's okay to enjoy it sometimes. But what my point is that it is really important to first give your fuel to yourselves, and then to pleasure yourself. Like we often reach out for carbs, especially when we sleep deprived. This is like almost guarantee. If you didn't sleep very well today, you will for sure be craving a lot of carbs next day. And so knowing that, once you understand your biochemistry, your body is just trying to produce a lot of energy when you are low on energy. But when you understand that what it actually really needs, it needs even more fat and more protein to stabilize everything and give you truly energy. So these things are very important to remember. In terms of the nutrition, is how you start your breakfast. And I would also say that a lot of people have gut health issues these days. And why? There are multiple reasons for it. Very often we used to drink a lot during our meals. And even whenever you go to the restaurant, the first thing they say, what would you like to drink? But technically, when you're sitting down for a meal, you shouldn't be drinking a lot. And like I'm saying, like people are ordering cold water, ice cold water before their meals. That basically thickens your bile. So bile is not fully released for digestion. It kind of like shuts down, slows down your digestive system. And this is the worst thing you can do. So you end up with indigestion, with improper nutrient breakdown and bloating, and so many things that can happen. And this is why it's so important to actually slow down on drinking a lot of water. It's not the time to hydrate. When you eat, it is time to digest. It is not to hydrate. And these two are quite separate activities. But again, we are brainwashed in a way that is completely normal. Every time I go to the restaurant, I say, I don't want to drink anything, I'm just here for food. They look at me like I'm crazy, I'm from another planet. And I said, no, nothing, just the food. And they still stand there in disbelief. It is unfortunately what's common these days doesn't mean it's normal. Eating eating high sugar, gluten, and dairy breakfast like a croissant or something, it's common, but doesn't make it normal. So I just want everyone to remind themselves that your health is in your hands. Whatever is there, like the matrix, is something else. But if you're really struggling with the digestive health, the best way to support your body is definitely drink something small and warm before meals, like ginger tea, or ask for chamomile tea. These are very good for digestion. These are small little hacks, and many restaurants already have ginger tea, and I always ask for ginger tea. This is like the best hack, and it's the simplest hack as well. To start the day. And then a lot of people have cravings as well throughout the day, and cravings are often pathogens. So there is a lot of pathogenic flora, and these pathogenic microbes, they're asking for sugars as well. So whenever you have cravings, I would just do a parasitic, anti-parasitic cleanse. Maybe I'm giving it going too deep, but you let me know. Actually, I'm gonna check if there are any questions, because I'd love questions. No question. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this, because I want it to be really interactive, and I really want everyone to have like amazing energy. And it's a lot about nutrition. So I've done multiple detoxes myself. I've done a lot of fasting myself, which is definitely, if it's done properly, it's one of the best things for the energy, mood, and everything. It's almost like even your confidence changes, the way your mind works changes. So everything comes from the nutrition and inflammatory levels within your body. So having a healthy breakfast and good digestion already by 50% drops your entire inflammatory response. We don't age because of age. We actually age because of the inflammation, and it's usually chronic inflammation. So watching out for taking anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric and other things like berries and antioxidants really helps. And I myself would not touch a deep fried food. If I can eat anything, if I really want to, and if I travel, like, you have to relax. But there's one food I will never touch, and that is a deep fried food. Why? Because deep fried food is fried in very carcinogenic oil that is being overheated 100 times a day, and high heat, it breaks down completely the oil, and it turns it into a pure toxin. So you can have something innocent like asparagus or zucchini, and you dip it into pure toxin. That's what you end up eating. It is not about the fats itself. I eat so much fat. My day starts with like spoons of ghee or olive oil. Like, fat is not what's making you fat. It's the sugar and the starch that's making you fat. And a fat, I'm not talking only for aesthetics purposes. I'm talking what clogs your digestive system, what causes the inflammation, what really blocks the digestion, and things like that. So this is why the deep fried is number one thing I would completely avoid. If you want something, if you want fry potatoes, go for potatoes, but don't deep fry it. So this is a pure toxin, and the less toxicity we have, the less inflammation we have, the better our body will work. We used to like, there used to be a saying, I will say, she died peacefully in her sleep and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we live in the world that it doesn't happen. It's always now cancer or Alzheimer's or heart disease. And this is why I'm not trying to scare, but I want everyone to understand that our body is a biological machine. And if you really don't take care of it, it just cannot work properly. Even the mechanical machine needs servicing. How do you service your body? This is super important. We have to learn to separate pleasure and what we created as a normal society to eat for breakfast, to lifestyle, to have. That doesn't mean it's normal. If you really truly love yourself and you want to have a more active, healthy life, this is important that you start listening and understanding what your body is actually needs to perform the best work for you. It works 24/7, really. It doesn't take a day off. Your immune system doesn't take any day off. Yeah, it works weekends, it works at night, it works all the time. And if you don't support your system, you don't support your immune system, then it will let you down at some point, and you can't blame your immune system for letting you down. It's give and take in life. So I just want everyone to really take their health more seriously, and understand that, yes, some things that you need to do for yourself, they are the right things, but they're not necessarily pleasurable things. It's not always about pleasure. Everything in life needs system, and you need health system as well for your health too. And that's why there's certain things that I'll just say completely no. Every now and then is fine, but I see people eating fries like every day, and it's just you're increasing your toxicity. Yeah, this is by far not the only toxin in your life. There's so many others, like through household items, through skincare, through food, through air, through water. It's the world. But it's just supporting your body, because at the same time your body is very resilient. It's very, very powerful, very strong. Only with very, very little support, it will already completely rejuvenate itself. It can cleanse itself, it detoxifies. All you need is just to support. And that's why I'm saying this. Nutrition is how you support your body, because nutrition takes these powerful nutrients and use it as a fuel for whatever it needs to be done to protect you. So when virus comes, it protects you, it kills it for you. So when something is happening within your body that is not supposed to happen, your immune system is in a good space. It has the nutrients, it's strong, and it just identifies, kills the cancer cells, and identifies all the faulty cells and helps to recycle all the things that doesn't need to be there. That's how I just look at health. It's a system. And for corporate people, we all love systems, right? So, and it's just another system to add to your life. And um, nutrition is very important. I would definitely go for paleo diet, a lot of healthy fats, very critical. Olive oil is #1 superfood right now. Very, very high quality olive oil is literally a medicine. So I would start the day with a tablespoon of olive oil. It's pure energy, pure hormonal support, incredible for your mood and immune system. Any protein, obviously, eggs, fish, chicken, meat. These are great. I'm a huge fan of sardines. I don't know why it doesn't get so much of good reputation, even though it's canned. High quality sardines are full of omega-3. It's very low toxin. It's very low heavy metals, because it's a very small fish, and it's known to have much lower levels of toxicity than, for example, tuna. So I eat it for breakfast with my eggs, and it's just amazing. I don't have so many cravings, because when you stabilize your blood sugar, everything drops. The inflammation drops, the cravings drops, the digestion improves, the energy is better, everything is better. So fruits like papaya is one of the best superfoods you can have. It has digestive enzyme, it has vitamin C, so you can have like papaya, and then that could be like the whole papaya could be your breakfast. This is phenomenal. And then later on you just have some protein as well. So conscious effort to consume something that your body is incredibly needs. I would say every time I eat something, it has to serve a purpose. I would say 80% of the time, everything that I eat has to serve a nutritional purpose. Otherwise, it's a waste of, like, if you're just eating rice, okay, it's just sugar, it gives you energy, great, but is there any nutrients like the minerals, the omega-3, all the vitamins, the enzymes? And very often I see people, they're eating the same thing every day. What you need is variety. Your microbiome needs variety. And just like make a conscious effort as well to change it up a bit. Like, okay, I've been having eggs every day for the last, like, I don't know, couple of months. Have something else, have millet, have buckwheat, have, as I said, a new types of fruits for breakfast. And fruits should be eaten on its own. They shouldn't be mixed with anything else. You shouldn't be eating fruits for breakfast, for dessert. Sorry, it's the worst thing you can do, because it will lead to sugar breaking down and what's it called, the fermentation. So it will ferment, and it just cause you a lot of bloating, and you will slow down, because fruits are digested very quickly. And if you eat it after the main meal, this will just create like a fermentation process, cause a lot of flatulence. You don't want that. So fruits are the best before midday. In the morning on an empty stomach, they digest it super quickly. They give you all the superfood benefits of it, and that's it. And the rest of the time, I would definitely slow down on the snacking. Snacking is destroying your pancreas. So pancreas will stop working properly. And when pancreas stops working properly, it means you will stop digesting properly. So it's very important that you also don't snack. You just have 2-3 meals, one full sit-down meals, ideally with not too many liquids around that. That's if you really want to push your gut health upwards, if you really want to improve it. If you don't have any issues, okay, then you can obviously relax a bit more. But I don't know any person these days who doesn't have any gut issue. And they just think, a lot of people think that this is normal to be bloated. It is normal to have, like, I don't know, non-regularity. A lot of people think whatever is happening is normal. There's nothing you can do about it. No, this is a signal. Your body is giving you signal. There's something is off. What could be lack of stomach acid, lack of digestive enzymes. It could be that the food that you eat is doesn't have any enzymes. It could be your fatty liver, for example. And liver is an integral part of the digestion. So a lot of people have liver issue. So you actually maybe need liver proteins, and you maybe need to support your liver with some strong nutrients like psyllium. Silymarin or something like that, or artichokes are very good for liver. There's like a lot of things, and I would just always listen to the body, what the body's trying to tell you, and then just adjust accordingly, you know. I think that's the best way for the diet. And for the sleep, I also think there's a lot of sleep issues these days. A lot of people are very anxious. I have the best protocol for sleep, and it's 5-HTP. It's a magnesium form, which is L-threonate. It's the only magnesium form that is actually able to cross blood-brain barrier and actually help your mind to relax. And that's magnesium threonate. It's a certain type of form. This is phenomenal and is really good. And if you start taking it, and magnesium, one of the minerals that everyone is deficient in completely. It's like it's epidemic, especially if we live in a hot climate. We sweat out a lot of magnesium and a lot of potassium, so we lose a lot of electrolytes. But magnesium is number one mineral that literally works for thousands of functions in the body. So when you're deficient in one mineral, 1,000 things can go wrong. So I would definitely, and it's something that our body cannot produce, so it's only able to take it from food, but there is certain food, and if you don't eat this food, then you're definitely deficient. So it's either you take it as a supplement, find a really good magnesium, high spectrum, wide spectrum magnesium supplement. There are drops, there are many ways of doing it, but it is very, very important that you take magnesium, and it will help you sleep, it will help your whole metabolism. It is very, very important. And then 5-HTP is also very good. L-theanine is fantastic for sleep. There are different ways, but I actually want to make it a bit more interactive. Does anyone have here a sleep issue? Yeah, you have?
I just think that majority of people do, to tell you the truth. I think that look, if somebody comes on and says that they don't, then that would be amazing. But I think that, in this, we live busy lives and we don't prioritize sleep, which as a health and wellness manager is one of the things that I think is the core to a large percentage
100%,
of
yeah, of course.
every element when it comes to your physical and your mental health. But I think that everyone has the power to control it, unless you have newborns or certain elements of it. It's very, very hard to control, but it's about prioritizing it. And everyone knows how amazing you feel when you do. So
yeah, of course. So
Mm.
then my question to you, Laura, there are many ways of not being good at sleeping. So there are some people who fall asleep very nicely, but they wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. standard, or 2 a.m. That's usually liver time. That's a good signal. Or there are people who have just fall asleep. They just like very light sleepers, or they just wake up super early and they cannot do anything about it. Like, which one are you?
Depends on what's on my mind. I think that my mind affects my sleep a lot. If I feel like if I've got a lot on my mind, that 3 a.m. is very much a point, but I have to kind of take my mind away and just know that I have to rest again. And I normally do fall back asleep, which is good. So what did you say that 3 a.m. is?
So 3-8 is really good for mind relaxation. And
Okay.
also L-theanine is very good. We live also in the region where saffron is very popular. Saffron actually is known to be one of the best sleep-inducing herbs, and you can just mix it with water, a little pinch of that saffron, because it's very rich, and just drink it as a tea. That's one of the best things as well, and especially for people who like saffron, so they want to kind of enjoy a hot tea of something without caffeine. That's one of the best things to do, and I sometimes do it. It's expensive though, but this is just one of the options if you really want to enjoy the cup of like it could be a chamomile tea too, right? But sometimes it's too soft, so saffron is a bit more potent for sleep inducing. L-threonate, magnesium, very powerful. L-theanine, I already repeated that. GABA is also very good. You can also take that. There's a very powerful peptide called DSIP. this deep sleep inducing peptide. This is like for very very problematic concerns, like it's like nothing is helping. And this peptide goes as an injection, and there are many companies already, clinics that can help you to get that peptides. And also it's like a little insulin shot. It's like a really, really soft, but that works within 2 days, and it can literally rewire your entire nervous system and actually help you sleep. So this is for really serious issues. But other than that, and I sometimes I've used it because obviously I'm also a big thinker, and sometimes I cannot switch off my mind. But what I realized helping is definitely multiple things at the same time. So take your magnesium, take your 5-HTP. This will help you for sleep. L-theanine, have a cup of chamomile before bed, and just reduce that, I don't know, intensity on the phone. And that's just already can help. And if it doesn't help, then you can go to the peptides and stuff like that. Maybe small meditation also helps. This is really important. Of course, the full rejuvenation, the mind renewal, the brain renewal, the immune system renewal, the immune system activation happens at night. So when you are not sleeping, yes, 100%, all of those processes are on pause, and that's just the ticking bomb. So literally, biohacking your sleep is number one priority. You cannot heal anything. You cannot think clearly. You cannot have motivation. You cannot be productive. You don't have sleep. Sleep is even more important than nutrition. You can you can have poor nutrition, but you cannot have poor sleep. That the body will punish you very fast for that in many ways. So I would definitely look into these things to stimulate a better sleep. And there could be even more, the protocol could expand. But I would just, if you're a complete beginner, I would definitely start with those basics: L-theanine, GABA. I'm going to repeat again, 5-HTP, which is tryptophan, which is basically a serotonin precursor that basically helps you to be in a better mood. And when we're in a better mood, we sleep better. This is just kind of like very interconnected. Yeah, so I'd love to take some questions.
Yeah, does anybody want to unmute themselves and ask any questions? You don't have to be shy.
Because it would be nice to have give a very practical suggestion for something, because I want to I'm a problem solver. So if there's a problem, a very direct, I would love to just support that problem. No? Maybe you have a question, Laura.
Yeah, I actually was more curious about meal times. So in an ideal world, obviously, again, a busy world, what would be the ideal time to have breakfast and have lunch and have dinner? Or do you generally just eat when you're hungry? What would you believe is best?
You would definitely eat when you're hungry, I would say. And I'm going to give you an example. When there's a people flexing, they're saying, I'm fasting in the morning, and this is a flex. Fasting in the morning is not a flex. Fasting in the evening is a flex, because when you don't eat after 6, that means the circadian rhythm works perfectly, because then your body goes into the rest, your body and your digestive system rejuvenates at night, and you will wake up hungry. And this is actually 100% normal and how it should be. The problem is that we eat late dinners and we are fasting in the morning, and that's a completely wrong circle. That's abusing your circadian rhythm. That's abusing your biology and your anatomy. And that's why when I used to eat late dinners, of course I wouldn't have breakfast. You would just go straight to lunch, and a lot of people do. They have coffee and that's it, and that's standard. But that is not a flex. So whenever they tell me I'm fasted 16 hours from it, no, fast after 4 p.m. until the next morning. This is a flex, and your body will reward you for this. So I would say when you wake up, and if you're not hungry, metabolically you're not in the best place. When you wake up and you're hungry for good meal, you can have not just a craving, because there's very big difference. You can crave croissant in the morning or coffee. That's not when you're hungry for real food. When you're hungry for when you can have lunch, that's when you're metabolically you are in a very good spot. And I was in both spots, and now I know that I wake up and I really want a nice like really hearty breakfast. That's when I know my body is in the best metabolism. So that's just, I just listen to your body. But I would definitely alarm myself if I don't want to have a food until 12 or 1 p.m. Angelica had the question, right? So
Yeah.
Angelica, come back.
I think her mic doesn't work, but she sent a question in the chat.
Okay, I'll check. Let me check. I'm not seeing it. There's a lot of assistance.
So I think it's very much about the same as what I said. What do you think about eating late dinners? Does it affect our sleep in any way? So
This definitely
very similar.
no. I mean, we all humans, we all go out for late dinners. That happens. I would like to just talk about majority of the time, right? If you really care about your health and you want to support your body to be at its best shape, your mind, your energy, late dinners is definitely not the best way. If you do have a late dinner, yeah, absolutely you can skip the breakfast. But ideally, in the ideal world, or at least what we need to strive for, the latest would be 7. And that's like a push, the ideal world. Ideally is like 5, 6. That's it. And that's when you're going to be like an absolutely longevity beast, Yeah, and we all want to be longevity beasts because we don't really take care about health until something really bad happens. And my mission is just to remind, like, don't wait too late, because preventative is so much easier. Preventative, it gives you rewards instantly. It rewards you immediately with an amazing mood, with amazing energy, with great self-confidence. Because I don't know how it's connected, but when you actually drop your inflammation and do detox, you almost look at yourself in a different way. So your neurochemistry literally physically changes. That initiates completely different idea and image of self, of your capability and your motivation. So you start love yourself more, and this is just like a domino effect for everything else. That's why I don't think we should really look at nutrition as just purely physical. It's literally a self-mastery tool. When you eat and take care of yourself and sleep better and allow yourself quality rest, you become a superhuman. From that point, you can have a better work, you can have better achievements, you can have an incredible motivation, you can shine as a person, your energy will light up the room. There's so many benefits to it. And I've done once a fast, very, very therapeutic. I'm not exactly recommending it for everyone to do it right now because it's very intense. But I've done once 10-day water fast, and you would think that person would already die without food for 10 days. I just literally had water, nothing else. And I was walking a lot. It was done in a professional facility. You were supervised by the doctors. But fasting, what happens? We don't need so much food. That just shows your body started to consume your own fat cells and everything, turn it into fuel. But you basically go into autophagy. It's like a fasting state where your body recycles old cells for the new cells. And I used to be a smoker. I used to be very bad with my health and my lifestyle. My diet was disastrous, and it's just and I had drunk alcohol a lot. So when I did this fast, it's very hard to put into words, but the state that I experienced first time in my life was I had so much energy. I did not know where to put it, one. And my mental power was insane. Like, I thought I could move mountains with just my thoughts. And that's me not eating 10 days, because your body is just full of energy, but you don't have a food for the last 10 days. And this just shows when your body drops the toxins, when your body drops the inflammation, when your body gets rid of toxins from your colon, because you also usually have a colon cleanse during that, you become a superhuman. And it's not the food that you need something else, And the amount of energy and the sleep, I could sleep 4 hours, and it was too much for me. I would wake up and start cleaning cupboards. And this just shows when you actually do the certain things that are right for your body rewards you instantly with the energy. When you always say, like, oh my God, I don't have any energy, it's a signal. It's a signal that your body is tired, your system is tired, you need a detox. Literally, actually, physically, you need to service your biological machine. So in Health Nag, for example, we have this detox kit that you can get. It's like a kit for cleansing your colon, very nice, and with dignity, without losing your dignity. And it's basically 10 shakes per day, and you just drink it with water. There's a lot of fiber, a lot of enzyme, a lot of greens, and it just literally acts like a brush. It like takes it as a sponge, all the toxins in your body, and gets rid of it. And already after 3 days, you can feel like you're a brand new person. Yes, it's not the easiest thing, but life is not easy in general. So if you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, you should just push through, and then your body will reward instantly within 3 days, already with insane amount of energy, the mood, the clearer skin, and the best digestion. And that I would do once a year as a service to your biological machine, you know. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to share with you today, guys. I don't want to overwhelm you because there's a lot, but if you have any questions, you can always DM Health Nag, or because we have a team that supports everyone. We are planning to bring now diagnostics into the Middle East, like microbiome, the gut health diagnostics, all the other immunity markers, and the genetic test. And then we come up with a protocol for you, like individualized protocols. But if you ever need some support, we're a community company, number one. So you can just DM us and ask for any question. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And obviously, you know, we're that's the best way. Instagram, Facebook, emails, on your website, you can find all the information there. But I'm actually going to jump on now and have a look at some of those products as well, especially for the sleep one. Actually, if somebody wanted to start a little journey with fasting, would you say where how would somebody start that? Because that is a question a lot of people ask as well.
So fasting, intermittent fasting, you can just do any other day. Is really good, but it's not going to get you into the autophagy. Fasting one day is not going to get you autophagy. It's just going to consume all your glucose, which is great as well. But you can just break your fast next day. But if you really want fasting benefits, you need to fast for at least 3 days, because the real benefits will come after at least 36 hours of fasting, because that's when your body switches into internal eating, and the recycling of old cells, potential precancerous cells, all the junk will be recycled and the cells will be renewed. You will not achieve that until you fast for at least 2 days. And sometimes it feels impossible, but that's why we hack it with the kit. Kit has special fiber. And this fiber is non-soluble fiber. It kind of makes you feel full, but you're still in a fasting state. And that's why many beginners could actually complete this fast, even going to work. But hacking with special shakes that are very, very filling, they expand in your digestive system, they fool your brain that you actually just ate. Yeah.
No, that's wonderful. Is there any other questions?
Then
Can
you know
someone
where to
eat
find.
too much supplements?
Sorry, Lauren, sorry.
Can someone have too much supplements, or intake too much supplements in a day? Or is there like a rule for intaking like the amount of vitamins that I get?
No, this is a great question. Thank you, Luan. There are definitely nuances to that, because certain supplements cancel other supplements. That's one thing, very important. There are certain minerals that's why I don't believe in multivitamins, because they throw everything in there. Half of it, like quarter of it, will be absorbed and the rest will not. So you need definitely a single special approach. Certain supplements need to be taken at a certain time of the day, with food, without food, outside food. This is very important to also remember for the best absorption again. So some other, you need to check which ones are not canceling each other. That's very important. I also wouldn't just pop the pills without actually knowing that this is something that you'll be missing. An example would be, you can take magnesium safely for everyone, because everyone is deficient. You don't really need that. You need that to come from the outside, and you can do the measurement. But for example, for iron or other things, or B12, I would measure things to see where you add. So this is why importance of diagnostics before you start just popping pills are very important. Electrolytes, you don't need a test for electrolytes. Most people dehydrated, so you can just take it every day. This is something we lose all the time. Even if we don't sweat, we lose electrolytes just sitting just in an AC environment. You know, if you're in the sun working out or in the sauna, you lose it even more. So that's certain supplements you just can take every day with others. But for the others, I would definitely check what your biochemistry first telling you and supplement accordingly. Like I wouldn't keep popping vitamin D every day, because vitamin D can be actually toxic when it's too much of it, and it can start to calcify your joints. You don't want that. So this is very important to also how you take it. Vitamin D is best absorbed with K2. That's why often you see vitamin D3 plus K2 vitamin plus sometimes magnesium, because those three work as a trio, and it helps your body to store calcium in your bones and not in your arteries. This is very important. So there is definitely nuance. I would actually, before popping any pill or taking any other supplements, unless it's just for example, we have collagen. You don't need to do a test for collagen. Everyone losing collagen every day. It's just an amino acid. It's kind of like a type of protein that your body can utilize anyway. So you can take that. But again, for vitamin D, do a test and see what your levels and supplement accordingly. At least twice a year, do this test. But I personally take at least, I think 20 supplements a day, but I am more of a biochemist, so I know what I am addressing. I know how to pair them. So knowing that really is important. So I would recommend everyone to get some sort of mentor to help you, so you actually do it strategically rather than improvising. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a very good point as well.
Thank
And just
you.
know what you're taking and know when to take it,
100%,
know
yeah.
why it's working.
Absolutely. And you can
Yes.
track as well. Yeah, you can track. That's like the improvement. And then I want everyone to start understanding their own game. Don't rely on doctors. It's your body. You are in charge, period. Yes, you don't have enough information. That's partially why Health Nag exists. We wanted to really spread a lot of information for people to understand. But also there are a lot of other people out there that are having this information right now. So it's just you analyzing and taking a lot of information and just addressing it to yourself, and see your body will give you feedback very, very quickly. When you're in tune with your body, and you should be in tune with your body, it will give you feedback for the feelings very quickly, and then you know whether it's working for you or not, because there is no protocol that works for absolutely everyone. There are small adjustments always. We're slightly biochemically different, all of us. We consume minerals at a different speed. We consume certain minerals based on our lifestyle at a different speed. If you are all day working in front of the computer, you will be consuming vitamin D if you're stressed more higher, rather than if you're living somewhere in France in the forest. And there's so many nuances. We are constantly changing as a biological machine too. What worked for you last year doesn't necessarily work for you this year. That's all from my side, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me. And
thank you. Thank you
Thank
so much. And yeah, I hope, if anybody has any questions, that they can feel free to reach out to Natasha and,
you can
get some information or get some extra advice. But it has been a pleasure having you today.
Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
guys.
You're very knowledgeable and amazing to have and talk. We could keep you here all day, but I know we won't do that either.
I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day, and definitely
Thanks.
take care of your amazing bodies.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Bye.